Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruz.
I'm George Camel.
And this is
Smart Money Happy Hour.
Cheers, George.
Cheers.
That's delicious.
That hits,
Well
as
done.
the kids say.
Well, this is the show where two friends who happen to be money experts talk about what you're talking about. So everything from pop culture, current events, and money.
And today, we're going to let all of our elder millennial hang out, Rachel.
We're all going to be just the old millennials in the room. But I'm proud of it because in this episode, we're going to break down the brands and stores that American teens loved in 2023. Let's see how old we are, George.
Very. We're going to reveal the money app that reigns supreme among Gen Z. Is it going to be Cash App, Venmo, Apple Pay, Monopoly Go? I'm hooked.
What?
It's a problem.
I don't
We'll
even
talk
know what
about
it
that
is.
later. And we're going to compare all this information about the teens of today with how teenage Rachel and George used to spend money.
Okay.
A little nostalgia
So
sprinkled into today's
the
episode.
2023, and then what if we went back? What would that be?
Going back in time.
20 years? 2003?
That's generous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 20, 25 years.
Yeah, around that time. Okay, so what are we sipping on? Because this is a mocktail today. And
Yes,
it's delicious.
for a lot of people have been saying they love the mocktails. Keep the recipes coming. They want the
They're
cocktail
fun.
book / mocktail book. So
Yes.
there you go.
We will see.
We'll work on that. We're sipping on a spicy pineapple ginger mocktail. And this one is, I'm going to say it's cocktail worthy.
I mean, it
Even
tastes,
though there's no alcohol in it.
yeah, it kind of tastes like a cocktail.
Yeah. So we're
It's
going to give you the
delicious.
rating. I know you're jonesing to find out what our rating is. We're going to reveal the cost per glass. And of course, we've got the recipe in the show notes. So stick around till the end of the episode for more on that.
Yes. All right, George. I'm excited about this. I'm usually like the young one in the group, I feel like, in life.
Do you just tend to have older friends?
Yes,
you
we
feel
do.
You feel more mature than your age. And I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah, we've done a lot of 40th birthdays for friends. And I
Oh,
still have
wow.
5 years to go on the calendar for that, for me. So we do. We a lot of our people are older.
Is
than
that
us.
considered midlife for you, or do you think you'll go to 100 plus?
42 feels like a solid.
That's your
like,
midlife crisis.
42, 45.
What are you going to do at 42 for your midlife crisis? Have you pre-decided?
For my midlife crisis? Oh my gosh, I don't know.
More tattoos? Is Winston going to get a motorcycle?
Who knows what's gonna happen? I don't know, but I always feel like
I think
the
it's
young
more
one.
for the guys.
Yeah, midlife
For
crisis
women,
is
it's just
more,
like more Botox, please. You
Yeah,
know?
if you watch Father of the Bride, you would know that Steve Martin kind of went through a midlife crisis one day in the movie, but that's another tale for another day, George. But all I have to say, I always feel young, but this episode's gonna make me feel real old.
That's
That's
good.
not usually a role I play in life. Sometimes here at Ramsey, we have some great people even on the show, the young ones that really give us the language of today's youth.
That's
we
right.
learn new terms, all the things. But there might be things in here that we're going to learn.
We're all going to learn a lot. We're going to keep you guys relevant. That's the goal of this show. And to quote Schmidt from New Girl, there are youths everywhere.
Our
Youths.
And they're spending money, George.
They love to spend money.
Spending
they do.
money.
And we've got the very entertaining paper trail of how they spent this money, Rachel, which is an
Oh.
awesome semi-annual survey. Could they do it annually? Sure, but they do it semi-annually.
Okay.
From the investment bank, Piper Sandler. And they call it their Taking Stock with Teens survey because nothing says we're relevant like a Taking Stock with Teens survey. So this is a research project that gathered input from 9,193 teens. They couldn't make it to 10,000, Rachel.
Barely.
Average
barely there.
participant, 15.7 years old.
Okay.
No more,
here
no
we go.
less. So this is from September 2023. We're going to dig in.
All right. So if you ask the average 15.7-year-old what their favorite online shopping website, what would you say?
In my mind, it's
not
got to
gonna
be Amazon.
What are the teens shopping in? Oh, gosh.
What do you think it is? Amazon, the only one that comes to mind is like everyone shops on this website.
Yep. Zappos isn't like a thing of the youth, is it?
No.
Okay, not Zappos.
Great company, though. I just bought some Uggs on Zappos for my wife, and they have great customer service. Just want to let y'all
And
know.
my wife, I was thinking.
Well,
I'm
they
just saying,
weren't
I
for
think
me.
I'm saying that's like that gender, age, like what's the thing that like guys and girls? Because that would be the number one. Okay, I'd go Amazon too, I guess.
Are we correct?
Yeah.
We are?
55% Amazon, 12% Shein. Or he says Shein.
Shein?
What?
Shein?
Did I say it? Shein? Maybe. I don't
Keep
know.
going.
You never
And
heard of
Nike
Shein?
is 7%.
IKEA?
No, Nike.
Oh, Nike.
Maybe you
They're
are.
shopping for some furniture at 15 and a half.
IKEA.
These teens are so responsible.
Nikea. It's the
Nike, okay. Nike's like kind of the thing, huh? The swoosh, the
Yeah.
shoes.
still keeping it fresh. Okay.
Man, okay. Next one.
What do teens say are their top footwear brand?
I'm going to say Nike. If Nike's the website that they're shopping at.
If you're going Nike, I feel like are Adidas still cool?
Final answer?
I'll go Adidas just to be different.
Okay.
All right, the answer is Nike at 61%.
Okay.
And then Converse at 9%. Adidas at 7%.
Oh, look at you,
Okay.
George. You're on the
New
map.
Balance, 3%. Vans, 3%.
There we go. I've got some New Balance
That's
and
fair.
Vans.
That feels like a 20. That feels like a.
Do you own any of those shoes? I'm going to say no.
No, I don't have. No. No.
You got any of those?
I've
I got
seen
a
Madden.
pair of Nikes. I
I've
got a pair
got-
of New Balance and a few Vans.
I've got
And
Nike,
some Converse.
Converse, Vans.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're hip.
What
We're
kind
with
of
it.
shoes did you wear at 15 and a half?
Oh, 100% skater shoes. The
But
brands
what
you've
was
never
that?
heard. I'm not going to be that guy, but
No, but you
brands you've
should
never
be.
heard of.
What I'm asking
Oh
you the
my
question.
gosh.
Etnies.
What is it?
Etnies.
Oh, I do remember those.
Osiris.
I don't remember that.
There you go.
Osiris?
I'm not trying to name drop, but
All right. What about you, Rach?
I know.
DC.
I'm trying to think.
I do remember
I don't
those.
even know if we wore like rainbow
They
flip
didn't
flops.
wear shoes back then. They
We
were all
wore
barefoot.
we wore like rainbows and Birkenstocks. Birkenstock.
Oh, those are back
clogs.
in.
Oh, clogs were a big deal.
And they're back
yeah,
in.
they're back.
They're back.
And Uggs. Uggs were big in your time.
Yeah, we had yes, and then we had I just remember a black pair I had. They were like platforms with the elastic
Yes.
big thing, and it would like flop flop flop.
You a
flop.
horse? What is that?
I know. You would think, George. You would think.
I'm glad that some things
I had
have
one
changed.
pair of Aldo,
Yeah.
Aldo. Oh, yeah.
which is still around. Still
It is
great.
still around, yeah.
Still a great shop. That's all I remember, y'all.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, very
I feel, like
upsetting.
I feel like we wore Birkenstocks a lot. So interesting. All right, let's move to clothing, George. What do
right.
you think the 15-year-olds' number one clothing brand?
Oh gosh, where do kids shop these days? I mean, Amazon's not. They're not doing Amazon for clothing brand. I'm thinking
No,
of real
I'm hoping
brand.
like
Is Abercrombie back?
No,
I'm gonna go Abercrombie.
I'm gonna say Abercrombie.
Surely not Aeropostale. I'm gonna say American Eagle.
No.
Okay, American Eagle. And what are
No,
you saying?
I'm gonna say Abercrombie.
Abercrombie. The answer with the most votes was Nike at 35%.
Oh, geez.
Then it was Lululemon at 6%.
Oh.
American Eagle at 4%. Sheen at 3%. And PacSun at 3%.
PacSun's still rocking
PacSun
it.
is still
so
here.
no Abercrombie.
Wow.
He was a skater boy.
Nike.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what was the second one you said?
Lululemon.
Wait,
Lulu.
where are they?
That's
Where are they
fancy.
getting this money?
They can't afford
Family.
this.
Yo, that's unbelievable.
And
I
then
have
they
two pair of
complain?
Lululemons, and I feel like I'm just fancy schmancy.
And then they're like, I can't afford a house. I'm like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, you got
spending all your money on
Lululemon.
He's this person's 15 and a half. They're
And
not
they're
buying
complaining.
a house.
No, they're trying to buy a house.
It's okay.
Trust me.
George is so bitter.
I've met
as
these
a young youth.
These teens so entitled with their Lulus. Next, what do teens say are their top fragrance brand?
What?
In my mind, it's got to be like Axe body spray, but I think they mean a real fragrance
I
here.
had Clinique,
I loved the good old
Or
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret, or
Love
Bath
spell.
and Body Works.
For the ladies, I'm
with
Bath and
the
Body.
warm vanilla scent. Anyone?
I like
Oh.
they
Still
still
have that?
Yeah,
that was
vanilla.
like my jam back in the day.
For the guys, I'm going to go Axe. For the ladies, I feel like Bath and Body
I'd say
Works
Bath and-
is the move.
I don't even know if Bath and Body Works is still a thing.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
So
They
what is
still
your
have,
vote?
those special promos where it's like buy 17 candles,
I
get
know
48
that was
free.
like from like when I
That
was.
was-
a kid.
that
That's how they go.
So are you both saying Bath and Body Works, or what are you saying?
Yeah, for the ladies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like, I don't know what. I just feel like these teens are so freaking bougie. So I'm like, are they wearing like designer perfume?
Are they wearing like Tom
You're
Ford?
about to
and-
find out.
Like, are they wearing like Joe Malone? If it's Joe Malone,
Who is Joe?
I'm gonna
so
crop
mad.
your face out.
so mad. if they're buying Joe Malone and
Tell
Lululemon,
us.
they're like living
Okay,
the
I'll
life
tell
that
you.
we
What do they
deserve
smell
to live in
like?
our 30s.
Bath and Body Works.
Okay.
Bath and Body Works.
As it should be.
31%. But
It's great.
secondary to that is Sol de Janeiro.
Never heard of it.
Is that how you say it? 17%. Victoria's Secret, 11%.
Oh, look at Vicky's.
Ariana Grande, which I didn't know she had one,
What?
5%. And Dior, 4%.
There's that
Dior.
designer.
So that Lululemon 6% is
it's
wearing
the same.
the
The
Dior.
Dior.
They're wearing
Wow.
Dior for sure. Dior Sauvage.
I feel like a lot of like Hollister type smells is what was big when I was in high school.
Abercrombie
yeah.
Fierce.
Yeah. So I just feel like those kind of stores, like that's where a lot of people bought.
You didn't fall for the celebrity like the Britney Spears
Oh, no,
perfume
I did. The
I
blue
did too.
with the pump.
Yes.
with the pump.
Oh,
We
my
all had
gosh, I
that phase,
forgot
Rachel.
about
Jennifer
that.
Lopez had one too. I had
No, I
hers.
had the Britney Spears. Oh my gosh, what was that called? What was it? Was the blue? It looked like a
I
crystal.
know that. Curious.
Curious. Thank you.
Brittany, I'm here for you.
Didn't she have
and
a
I just
purple
read her
one, too?
memoir. I'm growing with Brittany. I
You
just feel
are?
like I'm like walking the footsteps with her in life.
Okay, let's not walk too closely.
Yeah.
Okay, next on here, which
Sorry. We love you, Britt.
we love.
Thanks
you,
for following
Britt.
me on Twitter. Yes. What a flex.
It's still, I'm so floored.
I don't know why she does.
I'm so
The
floored
world
that
will
she
never know.
follows you on Twitter.
You're welcome. Let's talk skincare.
Yeah. Okay. So skincare is on here, which is so funny to me because we just had Neutrogena exfoliating. You freaking like
No, St. Ives. Do you remember those
Yeah,
beads?
St. Ives.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all we
Yeah.
did in high school. So I can't even believe skincare is like a routine with teens these days.
Oh yeah, on the TikTok.
Y'all, that is so. They are so bougie. Do you feel like
So
that?
bougie. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even have a skincare routine. So
I would just
don't even
lather
know.
on like the
I mean,
Neutrogena
just
acne
guess.
wash, you know?
I mean, like, oh my gosh, CeraVe. Like I'm praying if it's bare
Yes.
nails, I'm gonna punch somebody.
What is it?
CeraVe.
So you think it's CeraVe? You think it's CeraVe?
It better be. If it's something nicer.
CeraVe at 37%.
Oh yes.
And then it's The Ordinary
Okay,
at 9%.
I can take
Did
that.
Cetaphil make it?
Yes, at 5%.
Yes. Those
Okay,
are my
this,
guys
this
right
feels
there.
good. This doesn't
Okay.
feel as bougie. I thought
Yeah.
they were doing like serums and like all this
I'm sure
stuff that
some
people.
of them do, but
I know.
Not a
Man. Wow.
We all had the serum phase, Rachel. We grow out of it. It's simply too much work.
It's a lot of work.
Okay. What do teens say is their number one food chain or restaurant?
Shalotsky's.
I will lose faith in humanity if that's the number one chain. Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A? Wait, is it fast food?
It says food chain.
Yeah.
which makes
Food
you think-
chain. Ours was
No.
Chili's when I was in high school. We always went to
mine
Chili's.
was
Outback?
Wendy's.
I love the TGI Fridays personally.
Oh,
That was like
in
Chili's with a
Texas,
master's
They had good
degree.
apps. It was Chili's with a
Roadhouse,
master-
that's a good one.
Oh, Roadhouse was great. When you used to be able to drop the
Roadhouse,
peanuts on the floor.
peanuts, yeah. Okay, so
Are we
what's
close?
what you said a lot of things.
Okay.
Which one did you land on?
I'm going to change.
I'm gonna go Chick-fil-A.
I'm going to go Chick-fil-A too.
Chick-fil-A, 16%.
Nice.
Second to that, Starbucks.
Oh,
of course.
I didn't think food chain.
Bougie.
All right, let's move on. Top snacks, Rachel.
Snacks. Oh my gosh. Cheez-Its?
Okay.
Andy's hot fries.
Oh, I loved hot fries.
Loved hot fries.
Oh, that was my favorite.
Pringles.
Okay, which one
Funyuns?
where are you landing? Like, let's land the plane.
I'm gonna go. I feel like Cheez-Its is such a staple.
Okay, so you're both going Cheez-Its.
We'll go Cheez-Its.
Okay. The real answer
Goldfish.
is goldfish.
For 15.
And then it goes Lay's, then Cheez-Its,
Oh, at least we made the top
then
three.
Doritos.
Honestly, I expected more from them. This is a little premature.
I don't get the goldfish either.
Survey like 6-year-olds for this part?
15.7 on average.
It's so
I don't
funny.
know. I feel like I moved on. I moved on to Cape Cod chips. You know what I mean? Like let's step it
Wow,
up.
you went.
Let's step it up. I'm just saying,
okay.
let's step it up to kettle, guys.
Wow.
I don't
It's not
even
that
think
big of a
kettle
leap.
chips were around when I...
Cape Cod chips were kettle.
You went Chex Mix was the next for me.
Chex Mix is an upgrade.
Doritos.
The
Doritos
Gier,
is so
the
good.
Gier, whatever they're called, the brown
Oh,
chips.
yeah.
When
Those
those
are
are good.
Giordettos.
Gier,
Gier-
Yeah, those
Doesn't
are
it
good.
Ghirardelli? That's chocolate.
When's the last time you've had a blue bag of Doritos?
Long time.
Oh, the Cool
but
Ranch?
they're so addicting. I like
Do you think
spicy
they're blue
nacho.
flavored?
It's the bag is blue,
Correct. Cool
and
Ranch.
I have
Cool
not
Ranch.
had one of those. Yeah, since a long time.
Have you done the
other day-
Taco Bell
Y'all,
Doritos
it
Los
was so good.
Tacos?
No,
It's so good.
really?
Yeah.
Wait, George is saying this?
They're really good. It's just You're eating a Dorito taco.
I know,
Imagine
but
the
I'm surprised
flavor.
that you're so
Listen,
uppity.
2 times a year. With the guys. I'm like, yeah, I can still be one of the guys.
With the guys.
Me and Winston, late night.
I love Taco Bell. I
we
love
go.
fast food. I've decided. I had a Big Mac the other night. It was so good.
Still hits?
Yes.
Wow.
Fast food gets a bad rap, probably for good reason.
I always wonder when I see like
It's probably
luxury
terrible
cars
for
in the
you.
McDonald's drive-thru. I'm like, they're just like us. And now I know it's Rachel Cruz. That's who's in the drive-thru.
No, it's good.
Okay, do these feel similar to your teens? I don't think much has changed on the food side.
No, okay.
We didn't have some of
Here's
the
the
brands
next
growing
question,
up.
which I just cannot believe is a question. This is different. Energy drink. Favorite energy
Oh
drink.
yeah, they're big.
We didn't have energy
We
drinks.
did. I liked Monster.
When you were a teenager?
College, 18.
Yeah, I never saw those till like after college. Like I
But
don't
I feel
know.
like people drank Red Bull in high school.
Oh, that's true. Red Bull was a
Can
thing.
I tell you my
Actually, that was a
favorite?
thing. It was Red Bull.
Surge. Y'all remember Surge? Green can.
The soda?
Yeah, it had like a Nickelodeon branding. It was real aggressive and cartoonish.
Yeah.
Surge was the drink of
But
choice
that's not
for
an
skaters.
energy drink, is it?
I think it has caffeine.
So
yeah.
does every other soda.
It gave me energy. It has caffeine.
Love it. Love it.
Red Bull was a big one.
Okay.
I still like, if I'm on a really road trip, if I want an energy drink, sugar-free Red Bull for some reason is my
Red
go-to.
Bull.
Okay, so
Okay,
what
I'm
do you
going to say
think?
that for the teens today. I'm going to go Red Bull.
Red Bull? What are you going to say?
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Okay, it's Monster at 28%,
Gross.
Red Bull at 23%,
Oh.
and Celsius at 16%.
Oh, that is the
that's
bougie
a new
one.
one.
that
Oh, is
feels-
Celsius. Is that the one that you can only find in certain spots and it's like always sold out or no?
No, I
I
think
think
see
it's
that
pretty
one everywhere.
popular, but I think it's around.
I always see my sister-in-law drinking Celsius, and she's that target demo.
Okay.
She's younger.
Because there's a specific like soccer drink. Because all my nephews, they're not quite teens. They try to find it and they
Not that.
had to go to like multiple gas
What's
stations.
a
Like
soccer drink?
I don't know it. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Anything? No.
We're
No.
not
Can I tell you
cool.
one that I like? And it's
Yeah.
you would not guess this, but it's from Dwayne the Rock Johnson. It's called Zoa.
We have that, George. We drink those.
We as in
They are so
me and Winston
good.
drink the same energy drink.
And Rachel?
Well, but me and Winston though. Body by Zoa, Winston. Me and you,
They
buddy.
are so good.
They are good. They have good flavor,
They are so good.
and they're fairly now. I don't think any energy drinks are good for you,
yeah.
but they have some,
It's
fairly
really
clean
good.
ingredients.
It's really good.
Versus Monster, which Lord,
Yeah.
what do they put in those?
Oh my gosh. I don't
right.
know. Okay, next one. Oh my God. This is another new one. Ready? Top influencer.
Oh gosh, I'm out of touch here.
I'm going to say Dude Perfect.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right.
Who's like one of the, I feel like YouTubers are the influencers of today's generation.
I know. I don't know any of that. I don't know.
Who's the biggest? PewDiePie? Is he still around?
Or T.
Is he still a guy? Do kids look up to him?
I don't know.
Who's cute?
I'm getting cues from the room that it's
What
a
did you-
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I'm trying to think of who
is
the-
T Swift an influencer?
No,
She's,
I don't
that
know.
doesn't
Is she?
count.
she's big with the people.
I don't know. It feels like influencers are. It's kind of like you get into the niches of like fitness and health
I don't
and
know.
moms.
I would say Dude Perfect. They have like a lot of followers.
Yeah, Dude Perfect. And what are you saying?
Definitely not PewDiePie after the reaction of the room.
I feel like no.
Who's in it? I can't name one influencer.
Yes, you can.
Can you
Yeah, but I have the list.
name
so-
the one that it is? Because I'm gonna go Dude Perfect for the guys. I don't think for the ladies that's it. But
Okay. The number one answer is Alex Earl. Number 2 is Mr. Beast. That's why I looked at you like
Mr.
Yeah.
Beast.
3, T Swift.
She is
4,
an influencer.
Drake. 5, Sam Sulik. Ooh, that might have
No
voice
Dude
went
Perfect?
really high. Sulik, is that how you say his name?
Some good, clean fun.
No Dude
Shooting
Perfect.
Wow.
basketballs.
Alex Earl is a 22-year-old University of Miami grad that became one of the biggest creators on TikTok.
I don't know. I feel out of
I'm
touch.
out of touch.
I am too. I'm not sure who any of those people are.
You know what's upsetting though? We didn't even make the top like 20 on this list. Top 100. Give me something here.
Influencing the youth, George.
Yeah.
It's our
Who
number
was
one
the
passion.
influencers of your day? We didn't have social media.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be
It
celebrities.
was musicians and artists.
Yeah, I
It
would
was
say like
Backstreet
movie.
Boys
Yeah,
and
Julia
Britney
Roberts and like I remember Julia Roberts had like 8 films in one year. It was like Runaway Bride, Notting Hill. Like I just feel like she was really big. Leonardo DiCaprio, like Titanic, was really big.
Oh yeah. The thing is, we didn't know their personal
Britney,
life. We just saw the movies and that was it.
Christina. Yeah.
Ricky Martin,
Enrique
Iglesias, some of the greats of our time. Lou Bega, Mambo No. 5, anyone?
Wow.
Oh, that's a good one.
Vitamin C, Graduation.
It's a great song.
If you play Graduation right now, I'd cry. That's the emotional chokehold that song has on me.
Emotions go through me when I hear that song.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, that was it. So I think it was simpler times,
And
George.
I was a skater, so like pro skaters were the influencers for me.
When I was like middle school, high school, you would watch red carpets. Like when there was a music award, you went home and watched
Oh,
like
that's
the
right.
VMAs or the Oscars, you said it was like an event. Like you would go and you'd want to be there early so you could watch the red carpet. Like it was a whole thing. And now I just feel like people don't watch any of that stuff anymore.
No.
It's like not a thing.
My AIM screen name was Ardo711 after pro skater Ardo Sari,
Okay.
who was from Finland. So that was the influencer for me. I just realized that.
It's great.
It was skaters.
That's awesome.
And for you as actresses.
Tony Hawk.
You know one.
I know
I
it.
did love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That's what I spent my youth doing.
He was a cool guy. Cool cat.
He's still alive. Just want to make that clear.
He is so cool.
Still around.
Is.
Wow. Yeah, I do feel old.
I don't know, George.
I think the audience also feels old as they learn. But we are keeping them relevant. They're all going out to buy CeraVe and Dior now.
That's right.
And Lulu.
CeraVe?
CeraVe.
There you go.
I don't know. Who are we to judge? You know?
Who are we to judge? Well, 62% of them are getting their money from their parents.
Makes sense.
38% are getting from work, gifts, or selling Taylor Swift tickets.
That is a thing kids are doing.
It's a joke, but I mean, they can make some.
Well,
some
their
bank
self-reported annual spending for the survey average was $2,316, which is almost $200 a month. It feels reasonable.
That feels very reasonable.
That's a pair of one Lulu leggings a month. There you go.
I was about to say.
Good for you.
I know. So since we are not at the top of their list, George, they're probably not using, envelopes for purchases and all the things, but money's gone so digital.
They don't even know what an envelope is.
Lots of apps, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to reveal the favorite digital payment app of the teens today to keep you all relevant. But before we do, can we tell people why we love cash, even in this wild world we live in?
Yeah, I mean, cash, it's great because number one, you see what you're actually spending. And there's been so much research that you actually, like when you let go of something to gain something else, it makes you question. So yeah, all of that is so great. And we do recommend, like if you're starting out budgeting, cash out categories in your budget.
Well, now it's trendy again with these cash stuffing TikToks.
Yeah, so I think it's great. But also we're aware that it's 2024. And so having a debit card, at least you know money is coming out of your account, right? So I think there is still a level of that awareness that you're living in the present. And I think with your money, that's huge. That's why I don't like credit cards, is because it's like you're swiping and swiping and there's no pain. Like you're
it's like future Rachel gets to deal with that.
Yeah, it's kind of, and even if future Rachel pays off the bill every month, which people say, there is something about in the present. So that's cash or debit card that I think is huge. So
how would you coach the 16-year-old girl though, who's like, but Rachel, when I have cash, it feels like free money because it doesn't exist in my, banking ecosystem. So funny.
Honestly, if I had a teen, I think I would go digital with them.
Like get a digital debit card, you have control over.
Well, yeah, they could have like an actual debit card, but I think they would have an app to be able to do stuff with their money and all of that. I don't think I would force my teen to do cash right now.
That's fair.
Because I think a lot of stuff is online. So I would be relevant, George.
Well, because if they want to buy something online, you're like, well, I have to put this in a bank account first.
Yeah. So I think
fair.
there's something about them learning that.
You're welcome, Amelia. You'll never have to know the pain. Here we go.
Cash.
So here we go. The number one app amongst the youths, Cash App. That's it. That's what it's called.
Oh, really?
It's called Cash
Not
App.
Venmo. I thought Venmo.
Not Venmo. This is the big one for peer-to-peer money transfers. 50% of teens said Cash App. 36% said Venmo.
Oh, okay. Can I ask a really ignorant question? I feel like as the money expert here,
That's
I should
not
know
ignorant.
this. What's the big difference between Cash App and Venmo?
There really isn't. I don't think so. Venmo has like a more social element with like commenting and you can see what your friends sent. Cash App is less so, but Cash App, they're bigger on like you can invest in crypto inside of the Cash App. And so they're bigger on trying to get you to invest.
Yep.
Whereas Venmo, less so.
It's literally just...
That's how I see it.
All my friends... We're all Venmo. Everyone's just like, Venmo me this, Venmo me that.
It's very elder millennial of you.
Oh, really?
You know what's very Gen X and Boomer is Zelle. Although some people on our team who are younger say Zelle is hip.
What is it? What's the difference?
It's just a payment app. Like I do it through my bank, and there's like a Zelle payment option.
Okay.
But it's instant bank to bank. So there's no like you don't have to wait and then deposit it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good.
So that is the nice part.
More instant. Yeah.
No shade on Zelle. I just haven't heard people be like, Zelle is where it's at,
Yeah.
fam.
There you go.
People don't say sentences like that.
Zelle is where it's at, fam.
Here we go.
All right, you ready for this? Teens ranked PayPal Pay in 4 as their number one buy now, pay later app.
No.
So now buy now, pay later has become a thing within the youth.
Well, there's Affirm and Klarna, Afterpay. There's all these companies
That's interesting
that are getting
that
in on
Pay
this.
in 4 is the number one. Yeah, I would think Affirm or Klarna. Yeah.
And they all have different rules for like fees and interest. And at the heart of it, and Klarna brags about this to retailers on their website, they claim that users will spend 45% more by using one of their buy now, pay later
Which I
services.
believe because it freaking like psychs you out when you go to check out.
So even if it doesn't cost you more, you're spending more.
Or you're spending 100 and they're like, you can just spend 25 today. You're like, oh, well,
Then I'll spend 50. I'll spend
go add
150.
a few more things because that feels okay.
Because then you spend 400 because your total bill for that day is going to be 100.
That's
and
right.
it makes you feel like, wow, I'm so smart.
That's right.
No, you always regret it later. Don't use these apps. If you don't
buy
pay
now,
for it
pay
in
later.
full, avoid it.
No good. Apple Pay, George, is the number one payment app used at stores. 42% of teens.
I believe that. I do that. Whenever there's
you?
Apple Pay, here's the thing. I have trust issues with like keypads. You know what I mean? I use it all the time. If I see the Apple logo, I'm like,
You'll do it.
I'm going to double tap on my phone
Can
and
I
just
say
pay.
this? This is very elder millennial of me. Every time I see it, I get a little bit nervous because I never remember
You're going
what
to screw it up?
I don't know what button to press on my phone.
It's just the power button, like twice.
I don't have my phone with
you know
me.
what I mean?
But
So,
which
like,
button? There's 4 buttons on the side.
just the right side. If you double tap it, it'll pull up Face ID, and then there's my card.
Okay, so double tap right side.
Face ID card, hold it to the
Do
reader.
it. Okay, so based on what we learned, George, how do we think teens are doing with their money in general?
I feel confident that we have more information than ever. The thing that I'm worried about, because I think they're really smart and they're doing the research. The problem is they have the wrong inputs sometimes, and they're influenced by peer pressure or ads or influencers, and they still think debt is fine if we do it in the right way. Not like my parents. I'm not going to get credit card debt, but I'm going to do buy now, pay later.
Right.
You know
Other
what I mean?
avenues, yeah.
Or I'm going to invest in crypto because it's easy in my app. I can just one click. So that part worries me of how easy it is to make financial mistakes now. But other than that, I think there's a lot to be hopeful for with this next generation.
So do you think it's easier when we were teens in 2003 to be wise with money? Because there wasn't all this information. There wasn't a lot of knowledge. Very basic. You could only really just do one thing and you could create that habit and it'd be good. Or do you think having the knowledge, having convenience, all that, does that make it harder or more helpful?
I think more options, more noise, more frictionless spending has made it's harder to make smart money decisions.
I would agree with that.
Now, we made different decisions like, student loans and auto loans and car payments and all that.
Yeah.
But as far as
And
the ability
Chili's.
to just go spend money you didn't have, that just wasn't as much of a thing for us growing up.
Yep, I agree. So good.
Glad we agree on
Well,
that. I did learn
whether
a lot.
you're raising a teen, maybe you are a teen watching or listening to this.
Shout out. You know what? There are a lot of young people listening, watching, and they want,
Teens?
well, yes, and younger than that.
Yes, with their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Which we
7,
love.
they're
We
10, they're 14.
Love the kids.
And
love
they
the
tell
youth.
us all the time they love the show. And that gives me great hope that,
Yes.
like, I'm trying to think of 10-year-old George tuning into a show about money.
Yeah, and learning
And so
all
I'm
about
just
it.
proud of that bizarro George that doesn't exist. But it's very inspiring that young
is.
people do tune into this show. And I love you guys. All right. I know you guys get a lot of hate.
We are
The younger
for you.
generations. We are not anti-Gen Z or whatever. We want everyone to win with money, regardless of where you came from and your age. And I think there's a lot of hope to have for this
Absolutely.
generation. If they can
Absolutely.
just stop caring what other people think, turn down the noise, and control the inputs that are coming in. Listen to shows like this,
That's
and
right.
you'll be okay.
And you could say that about 16-year-olds and 66-year-olds, George,
Which also listen to the show.
which we love.
We've created a multi-generational show.
We're just so popular with everybody.
We're transcending genres.
All right, George, it's almost the end of the episode. And we close out every episode with Guilty as Charged. And this is where our producer, Lindsay, gives us a new Guilty as Charged question every week. And if we are guilty, we take a sip. Lindsay?
What are you guilty of purchasing strictly out of nostalgia?
Oh, that's a good one for this episode. Nostalgia. What's a nostalgia play?
Oh man,
You did this recently, I feel like.
did I? Well, here's what I'm really tempted
Mrs.
with
Christmas
my
Village.
kids, my girls especially. I really want to get them a Tamagotchi.
Oh.
Oh, I love it. They're back.
I don't know.
Oh,
I just feel like we could bring them back.
eBay.
I was in the 4th grade when I had my first one, and I'm like, it was so fun. So I would purchase that. I haven't, so I guess that's not really guilty. But
Have you? Yeah. Is there anything you've purchased?
I mean, like claw clips are back, but that's very convenient for the hair.
You bought a shirt that kind of looked like a bubble shirt recently.
I did.
Bubble shirt.
And actually, that's probably fair. I'm going to do that. Thank you, Lindsay.
What is a bubble shirt?
It was from Zara, and it was all kind of like crinkly, but it looked like one of those shirts back in the day. It would shrink. It was like a baby shirt, and you put it on, and the material would stretch.
Yes.
And it was
had
like-
little like bubble. Like,
Yeah, but this one doesn't do that. It's a normal looking shirt on the hanger, but it has that same material, and it
It looked
reminded
like
me of
that.
my youth. Thanks, Linz.
You're welcome. I got your back.
Thanks, Zara.
I'm trying. You know what I just did? I finally got around to watching the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh yes.
And then Whitney and I were like, I could totally beat you in Mario Kart. And she was like, bet. And now we're like going to buy a Nintendo Switch, which is Game Boy for.
How about Nintendo 64?
That would be ideal if I can find one.
Yeah,
I don't. Do you have one?
No, not the 64. We had the PlayStation 1.
Oh yeah, I had one and
Very
two,
first PlayStation.
and the Nintendo 64. Those are my three
Yeah.
like consoles, and Game Boy, of course. So that's the nostalgia for me. Is
Yes.
I just want to play the games that I played growing up.
Are we guilty? Yeah, I'm going to say guilty. I think my Zara shirt had a little bit of
I'm guilty by
nostalgia too.
association because I bought my wife Uggs for her birthday because that's what she wanted, and it hurt my soul a little bit. But they're back,
But you did it.
whether I like it or not. They're back.
So proud of you, George. All right, what do you rate the drink?
I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
As far as mocktails go,
I may say the same. It was delicious.
the spice really
Now, I
adds
will
to
say what is it, tahini salt?
Tahini.
Tahini salt?
Tahini is different. That's what's
Tahini
in
is
hummus.
different. That's like Mediterranean. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a sesame seed
Tahini.
paste.
Okay. Well, it's delicious. All the way around, 10 out of 10. What's
This
in it,
was a
George?
spicy pineapple ginger mocktail. So for the teens watching, have mom and dad help you make this.
Yes.
Pineapple juice, agave nectar, chili powder, ginger beer, which is non-alcoholic. It's just a extra gingery ginger ale, basically, and tahini seasoning. So on the rim here, you got the kind of chili powder tahini rim, which adds that nice spice. Pineapple juice adds that beautiful tropical sweetness. And the ginger beer giving it that zing. And
I know. We've been
Zip.
doing this show for how long? Year and a few months?
Yeah.
I think I've acquired the taste for ginger beer.
I love this.
Originally,
I
Rachel was like,
usually
if ginger
did
beer's
not-
in it,
I
she
did
hates
not
it.
like it. And now, after all of our drinks, you guys, I
I
think I
think you
actually
don't like
enjoy
ginger
it.
heavy. I think you just like a splash.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Here's the shocker. I thought this one was going to be pricey because pineapple juice, ginger beer, it's 84 cents per glass.
Really?
God bless the mocktails.
Love it.
They really come through for the budget.
Absolutely.
So
So,
if you want
great.
the recipe, go to the show notes, make this one at home. This one's worth making. 100%.
So good.
I would do it.
All right, it's closing time. So you guys, as always, make sure to subscribe, share the show with a friend, family member, random person at Starbucks behind you. Tell them how much you love it.
And pay for their drink with your digital payment.
There you
if you wanna
go.
be
Be a
generous.
teen. Be a teen these
Be a
days.
teen.
Go back to our youth. So we'll see you guys next Thursday on an all new episode of
Smart Money Happy
Hour.